welcome to Behind the Scenes, a deeper perspective in the industry. My name is Lovio Jacobs, and today on Behind the Scenes, I'm seated with arguably one of the most relevant DJs in South Africa currently. There's no club that is foreign to him. There's no stage he hasn't graced. There's no lady that isn't shouted, LeGoody, we wanna party! And today joining us is Mr. Mbulelo Khataza, or must I just say LeGoody. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, and it's an absolute honor to have you on the show. I believe that everyone is quite excited to hear your behind the scenes and what actually happens behind the scenes. Alright, so let's just take it back firstly to Tennyson, where you were growing up.
Yes.
Throughout your whole life journey, what kind of child were you? Were you the troublemaker, or you were those ones that just sit in the house and no one knows?
Thank you very much, Lovio, for having me. Thank you, behind the scenes. Mbulelo, ne?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was born in Tennyson. It's on the outskirts of Bloem. It's around 80 km from Bloem. So my upbringing, I was a troublemaker.
I can tell.
I was a troublemaker, and yeah, man, I grew up in a very poor environment where everyone had to do something to survive, you know. But in Sesotho they say mohalo tswalwa marweleng.
And what does that mean?
It means greatness comes from the dusty streets. Yeah. So yeah, I was a troublemaker, but I've always been a focused kid. I'd be causing trouble at school, but when I get home I study. So yeah, that was me.
Oh, he was one of those ones that
Yeah, I was one of those
you
ones.
go after him, but he passes, then you fail.
Yeah.
And then now throughout your whole primary school to your high school life, did you ever think about being a DJ, or you had other ambitions?
My upbringing was a bit confusing. My mom is a cop, so she was transferred to different cities, different towns. Wherever she went, I would go with her. So I was born in Tennyson, but most of my growing up happened in Welkom. Yeah. So I was in Tennyson, went to Welkom, back to Tennyson, Welkom. So yeah, my dad passed away when I was very young. I was about a year and a couple of months old. So I was only left with my mom and my big sister. So back in primary, my mom is a great singer. My sister's a great singer. So in high school, in primary, I joined the choir. That's when I started realizing that I do have that love and passion for music. Yeah. And then as time went, there's a groot man in my street back in Welkom. His name is DJ Lebu. Yeah, he would travel all around the country, DJing for big companies, you know. So this one time I was back from school, then he asked us to help him carry his speakers. Then we helped him out, set them up at a gig, and then there was literally no one attending. Then I started fiddling around the equipment.
Yeah.
And then I was like, nah, man, I'm really interested in this. Then days went by, went back home, and my mom used to host a whole lot of her friends. So I'd be the one that was responsible to be playing the music, you know. Yeah, and then I'd play tapes, you know, cassettes, and it was recordings from the Lesedi FM local top 40. Yeah, every time on Saturdays I'd be up very early in the morning just to record the songs that they're gonna play, and make sure that I don't catch the presenter's voice, you know. I would stop the recording right as the presenter's about to announce the song. Then yeah, man, my love for music grew until high school. Then I finished high school. But the musical wave really hit me back in grade 11, and this is in 2007. I was still in high school, and I figured, man, I really love this. That's where I met Layla. Yeah, I met Layla. I met Immortal, who's my best friend, and we grew, man. Like Layla had sound equipment, and we would help her connect it.
Where did you meet Layla? When she was still at Kof CFM?
Yes, yes, she was still at Kof CFM. So we would be around Bloem where people hired her sound, then connecting the sound. You know, I laugh today because there's a whole lot of pictures of DJs who were big then in Bloem when I was still in Bloem. And I'd see myself in the background connecting a speaker. And I laugh because that's where I started. Then man, everything started making sense when I was in matric, and my family was really worried that this guy's too much focused on the music and he's not focusing on the school books. And one of my aunts from my dad's side sat me down and told me that please just pass matric. After that, go to varsity, get a degree, then you can do whatever you want, you know. And I passed my matric with flying colors. Then in varsity, I felt like this was not for me.
What were you studying?
My first year I did Bachelor of Sciences. I was on the extended program here at the University of the Free State, and I changed. Then I went to inquire about music. So I went there, it was already late. They said they only take 20 students a year. And then I asked them if they have anything that's media related, and they were like, no, we have media studies and journalism, we still have space in that. So the word media got me excited. I'm like, there's music, there's everything that I need to know there. Went to study media studies and journalism. This was still during my first year, and I felt like, nah man, this is not for me. There's no music here.
It's media.
It's media.
Yeah.
So I decided, you know what, let me rather go get the degree for my parents, just to make my mom proud, my aunts proud, my late dad proud. I changed courses. Then I moved from the University of the Free State to the Central University of Technology, where then I did IT. Did my first year, I passed. Then in 2010, bookings started coming in.
That's when now you found that.
Yeah, that's where the light actually came through, you know. And then I didn't tell my parents, I didn't tell my aunts, I just dropped out. I dropped out.
Wait, who was paying for your fees?
My mom and my aunt.
And then you just drop out just like that?
Yeah, just like that.
But did you, that whole process, were you not feeling guilty? Because first of all, your father passed away and we saw rest in peace. So your mother is basically the breadwinner. She's trying so hard for you to enter school, and then you just drop out like that.
Not
no sense of guilt.
Nah, not at all. Before I dropped out, I actually weighed my options. You know, I was like, let me look for a job, then also focus on music. Luckily, I found a job, and I'm still doing that job even now. I told my mom, I called my mom this one time and I was like, Mom, don't send me money for rent anymore. Called my aunt, stop paying for my fees. They were a bit confused of how. Did he win the lotto or what just happened? You know, and I never told them I'm working. Till this one time, I gathered them at home. I told them that I found a job. You know, my mom cried, my aunt cried. They are crybabies. They're parents, but they cry babies.
Yeah.
And I told them that I'm gonna be my own man from today, you know, gonna do stuff for myself, and God willing, I'm also gonna do stuff for you guys, you know, as my family, just to say thank you. Then, I started working, did everything that I had to do, that I had promised my mom, my aunt. Then in 2014, everything changed when my son was born on the 3rd of June. Yeah, everything changed. And I was like, my man, there's someone now looking after you, you know, and you need to pave a way that he's gonna say, my dad was not a failure. My dad did everything in his powers to make sure that I'm taken care of, you know. Then that's when I started focusing more on my job and on the music side.
But how did your mother take the child? Was she accepted?
That was her first grandchild. Yeah. So she was really over the moon. She was excited. She was like, no, this is not your child. This is my child. Then I started pushing hard, you know, so that my son doesn't need anything. Yeah. That my mom doesn't need anything, my sister and my little brother. And I have a very supportive stepdad. I don't even call him a stepdad, I call him father. Yeah, he's very supportive, and man, like the support has been so great to a point where when I feel like everything is falling apart, I know I have a family that will always be behind me. Yeah, so that's that.
And there's a lady that joined that family that I believe that here in Bloemfontein you can all attest that she's your mother, which is your manager Leila, right? Who happens to be the station manager at CUTFM, and she's my boss, by the way. So now, boss lady, in every way where you go, she's there.
Yes.
In everything that you do, she is the first one that is always there. Just tell me, how is your relationship like outside the manager relationship?
It's a mother-son relationship, you know. I can call Leila at 2 a.m. when I'm in trouble or when I'm feeling down to say, mother, I'm not okay, you know. She's always the first. When something wrong happens, she's always the first. I was blessed enough to have Leila in my life and Leila's mother. They literally my parents, you know. Everything that happens to me in Bloem, they are the first to know because my mom is not around Bloem, you know. And my relationship with Leila, you wouldn't even say these people are just manager and artist, you know. I can rock up to Leila's house, just take her car without even telling her where I'm going, and then just leave with her car. You know, I can take Leila's bank card, just go use it for whatever I want. No, honestly, like it's that deep, you know. And we've always had this vision that we are not after the money. We're not after the money. Our main vision is to be influential, you know. When you are influential, all of these things are just gonna come running after you, you know. And Leila is literally, I don't know how to explain this, but I don't go a day without seeing her or talking to her. She even got me late for interview, you know. And yeah, she keeps me on track with everything that I do. Whatever I decide, she's supportive. We do have our own fights. It happens in every healthy relationship. And a few minutes, we back to normal, you know. Yeah, so she's one of the person that I'd say are behind this LeGoody that you see today, you know. And for that, I'll always be thankful. In everything that I do, whenever I pray, I do say, God bless my parents, which are so and so and so and so. God bless my friends. It's beyond friendship. It's beyond. It's just an amazing relationship that I have with Leila. Yeah.
And I think now I'm getting a little bit controversial in terms of your friends now.
Yes.
We know that at least your top 3 friends that we all know as a public are also DJs, which is DJ Finzo, we have Immortal, and we have Shakes also. Yeah. And now a person looking from outside the industry saying, but how are these people friends at the same time they are in the same industry? And the industry in itself is very competitive. So now, how are they so close? How can you explain that? Because I think people want to know that how are they so close, yet they are in a competition more or less.
Yeah. Friendship is built on trust. I believe in being open when it comes to friendships. I'm blessed enough to be surrounded by people who want to see each other win. My friends' wins are my wins. If I win, my friends win, you know. Coming to Finzo, coming to Shakes, these are 2 people that also played an important role in my career moving forward, you know. We fight with Shakes. We've never had a fight with Shakes. Never had an argument.
Interesting.
With Finzo, we fight every day. Every day we fight. It's an argument. LeGoody, don't do this. I'll call him, Finzo, don't do this. You know, and they want to see me win. I want to see them win. You know, and we have always had this thing that whoever makes it first also pulls the others to win. You know. And ever since then, my relationship with my friends has been a bliss. There's no jealousy. It's just love, and it's just pushing each other's to their limits, you know. And we plug each other wherever we can. I can be playing at Black, for instance, and Finzo doesn't have a gig. I just call him to say, come play with me. If I don't have a gig and Finzo is playing somewhere, even out of town, he can just call me and say, LeGoody, I need you here by this time. Come and play with me. That's how we work. Shakes hosts a lot of events. He's not really focused on the DJing part because he said he's now grown to being a businessman. You know, and with him being a businessman, it's helping us in a way because whatever he hosts, we're always there. You know, we are always there, and people don't understand that. It's a brotherly love and it's based on genuine friendship. That's why they always say you should choose your friends wisely. There's a man that said, show me your friends and I'll show you mine. You know, that quote, it's him literally saying he can tell you which of your friends are wrong and which of your friends are right. In this whole journey of my musical career, I've had a whole lot of friendships that went south, some went west, some we still together even today, you know, because some were just envious of how is this guy achieving so much in such a short period of time when we have been here for so long and we haven't achieved what he has achieved. You know, your heart will open so many doors for you. Like, clean your heart, wish others well, you know, because if they win, you win also. So that's that with my friendship and my friends. And another friend of mine is Duma. He's also a promoter. He's not a DJ, he's a promoter. He also tried being a DJ, but he was like, this is not for me. You know, Immortal is also a DJ. So wherever I am, Immortal is there as well. So that's that.
You mentioned that Shakes hosts a lot of events, right?
Yes.
And he's everywhere. And I believe that in Bloemfontein, there's no event that you're not on the lineup, right? Not only in Bloemfontein,
yes,
in South Africa at large. Which one is that one gig that you say, this is the gig that made LeGoody well known?
I won't lie. The one gig that really made LeGoody well known is We Back Home, the one that's been hosted in Taban. That's really one gig that built LeGoody and that got the name LeGoody out there because we would have all these main acts performing. Then there comes a time where I'm to perform, you know, and it's always around 3 a.m., 4 a.m. and people are tired at that time, you know. Some are not even enjoying performances. Then I just go on stage, then I rock, you know. And it's always fascinating that every time I play there, when I go backstage, when I'm done playing, I just chill in the car and check what people are saying on Twitter. I'd always be tweeted or quoted by a celebrity to say, yo, this guy just killed us. This guy just rocked, you know. And it actually got people paying attention to who's this guy. We want to see his movements. And that's when I started doing a whole lot of live videos where I'm playing. You should see wherever I'm playing, Layla is always there with two phones. The other one is for Instagram Live, the other one is for Facebook Live. And that's when people started paying attention, and I got a huge following on socials, you know. So We Back Home is that one gig.
All right. I'm very big on journey. Even people on the show can attest that I'm very big on journey. That each and every single step that you take leads to the next one.
Yes.
Right. From this boy in Tennyson, and that was a troublemaker, to now studying IT, to now being on the lockdown house party. To now being a Nature FM with the PH. That whole process, being now on a national platform. Did you ever think that would be there so soon in your career?
I've always believed in grabbing each and every single opportunity that comes with both hands, you know. A lot of people undermine small platforms. A lot of people, you know. For starters, I was once a resident at Kofi FM. I was once a resident at Med FM. I was a resident at Motel FM. You know, those were baby steps. They are commercial radio stations locally. And people undermine them to a point, it's the same as playing for people in Bloom. And I never took that to heart. I was like, no, I'm going to play. Whoever listens, you know. And you won't believe this, but this one time I was playing on a show called Monate Cafe on Kofi FM. It was hosted by Nkox. I was just playing my heart out, you know. And I could feel it that day. You know, And then after the set, there was a caller. It was a guy that was just passing by. He was driving to PE. So he just happened to tune into Kofi.
Yeah.
This guy called. He's like, I want the details of the DJ who was playing.
Sure.
I need to talk to him. Okay, cool. We gave him my details. This guy called the following day to say, my guy, I am so and so from Red Bull. We're gonna host a campus DJ clash in Bloom.
Shut up.
That was the first ever DJ clash I've played at, and it was at the Red Farm. This guy put me on. It was me. It was this chick called Stacy. She's a DJ as well. She's based in Kimberley, but she was in Bloom at that time. I forgot the 4 other guys, and I was the only house DJ at the time. The rest were hip hop. So this campus clash, what happens is you play in front of a crowd. The crowd decides who the winner is. Hey, these people played. I'm not that good at that time, I was still growing. These people played. They played, all 3 of them, and I see this crowd. Yes, it's going crazy.
Yeah.
Here I am, a guy from Tennessee, welcome. I don't have a following. These people have been here at campus for so long that they have friends,
People know them.
People know them. I'm an unknown DJ. Came my time to play. I rocked them. They gave me 10 minutes. Hey, I rocked those people. Then there came a time where the crowd had to decide. They started the DJ number. I was DJ number 4. DJ number 1, people made a noise. DJ number 2, people made a noise. DJ number 3, people made a noise. I was so prepared to take my stuff and just leave, because I couldn't wait for that embarrassment that nobody's gonna scream for me. They said DJ number 4. That entire hall went bug wild. I couldn't even believe, like I got goosebumps, man. Like I got so emotional. Then I won that competition. I was supposed to go to Joburg for 6 months to do a soul candy course. My mom said no. She was always against this DJing thing. My mom said no, but at least I won that regionally in Bloom, And from there, I've always known that I'm destined for greater heights. Took it from there, and one time I was playing at Cubana, just on a lazy Sunday, just passing by, got in, they were playing hip hop. The owner came to me and was like, we have no budget, please play some house for us. We'll sort you out with drinks and whatnot. I've never been big on alcohol. Till this day I can say I don't drink.
Okay.
Yep. I can say this in front of the camera. LeGoody doesn't drink. Thank you. So got to Cubana. They sorted the drinks, but my friends were drinking at the time. Sorted the drinks. I played. Luckily, it was Tilly who was hosting, the guy that hosts me back home. He's like, nah, let him play. Played, I rocked, and PH just came up to me and was like, yo, bro, can I play with you? I'm like, cool, let's play. We played a back-to-back. He played a hit song, I would play a hit song, just to show him that, bruh, I'm here.
Yeah.
We rocked that night. Then after the set, he came up to me and he's like, guy, I'm PH from Metro FM. I'm so impressed with how you present yourself. I'm so impressed with how you play. I'd like you to be one of my residents on my show on Metro FM. I'm like, this guy is full of jokes, man. Metro FM.
Wait.
Just like that. I'm
just like that.
Okay, sure, we'll talk. I went on with my business. So I asked Tilly, hey man, who's this guy? He's like, that's PH, the host of Cruise Control on Metro FM. I'm like, are you sure this is him? He's like, yeah, it's him. Sharp. Went home, slept. In the morning, I wake up to a tweet from PH. I'm like, man, who's this account that is verified that just tweeted me? He's like, guys, there's a talent in Bloom. There's a guy called LeGoody. Watch out for this guy. He tweeted that. I went to my DMs. He sent me a DM. He's like, my guy, you are now part of my show. We'll send you the emails and everything to confirm. From next week, you're starting on the show. You are my resident. And yeah, to greater heights, Just like that. I called Leil. I'm like, hey, Leil, guess what? PH just called me. She's like, nah, you kidding,
You're
bro.
kidding.
Not PH. I'm like, yeah, he called me. I'm going to forward you the emails. I forward them to her. She's like, my son, we're going to grab this opportunity with both hands. I didn't have my own equipment at that time, to record my mixes. if I want to, I can go to Joburg and play live. If I want to, I can send through a mix. So we sat down with Leila and I was like, okay, we're gonna need to buy CDs and studio equipment, you know. And a guy came, Emmanuel, they own a sound company. He was like, I heard you looking for equipment. What I can do for you is I'll lend you my equipment because we're a sound company. We have a whole lot of equipment that we're not using. You can use it to record your mixes for Metro FM. This guy would drop them off every Friday. I would record the mix, send it through until I managed to raise funds to buy my own equipment, a fully equipped studio. Leila helped me raise those funds. We built a studio, then took it from there, played on Metro. I always give it my all, you know. I always give it my all every month. It's been a great 3 years now. I've been part of the show for 3 years. And then just in jail, this one time I'm chilling at CUT. We were doing this Free State Online channel show. I get a text from Shimza, DJ Shimza.
Yeah, DJ Shimza.
Yeah. He's like, yo, my guy. Then I replied, hola. I'm like, this is Ashley. His real name is Ashley. This is Ashley. I would want you to come and rock my show, the Lockdown House Party. I'm like, this guy.
Wait, now it's during a show, the Free State Online.
Yeah, it's during the show. Yeah, like this guy's full of jokes. Yo, I called a friend of mine, Sabda, St. Jose. Like, dude, I know you talk regularly to Shimza. Please send me his number. I just wanna make sure that
just verify like it's
sharp. He sent them through. Boom, it's the same number that just sent me a text. I'm like, Hotman, tell me when and where I'm there. Just like that. It's like, okay, sharp. My PA will be in contact with you on Monday. I remember it was a Saturday. Then the chick called me. This was in season 1. The chick called me on Monday to say they're booking me for the Lockdown House Party, but they're just not sure which date. Okay, sharp. Then days went by. 2 months went by. I'm like, how now? She's not calling. Nothing is happening. Like, I'll be patient. Then this one time I'm just chilling. I see a season finale. I'm like, what now? This guy sent me a text to say I must come wrong. What? Hey, my feet. What's happening? I let it slide. Then just one time I was. I think I was here at Black on a Monday. I was playing. I was live on Instagram. So I saw Shimza joining my live, and he doesn't follow me. I follow him. He's my role model, by the way. Then I think 5 minutes later, that chick sent me a text. She's like, please send us your high-res image, send us your logo, send us your code, and we will send you the permits to travel to Joburg to come and shoot. And we want you on the show. This is us booking you.
And only they've forgotten about you.
No. I think when I got there, when I went to record, he explained that they already had planned in advance. You know, they had so many shows that they pre-recorded, so they had to play them because it would just be a waste to let the episode go by without airing. You know. And he apologized, like, nah, sorry for keeping you waiting for so long. And then I went there, I rocked, came back, and then also got an inquiry for another TV show that I can't mention until we finalized everything. Got an inquiry, they were like, we're booking you for this one as well. And then a whole lot of brands started approaching me.
Just like that. So basically each and every single step leads to the other one.
It's each and every
single. You only just have to
that's why I said from Gofsi, Motel, Med FM, Metro, you see it's a process. Some people don't believe in the process. They feel like success comes overnight. You decide I'm gonna be a DJ today. When I wake up, you see yourself in Miami. That doesn't happen overnight. You have to work to get there.
And then through everything that you have passed through, you've mentioned all the good, right? You've been to Metro FM, now you've been to Lockdown House Party. Have you ever been to a gig, after that gig you got a negative response from the audience?
Even the Lockdown House Party, I got so much negative.
Really?
Yeah, like every Actually, it happens every day, you know. Even to bigger artists, it happens, you know. You would feel that you gave it your all, but someone sitting at home would feel like, he didn't play the way I wanted. You know, our people are now channeled on one genre. If you don't play amapiano, you are not a DJ. You play crap. Anything besides amapiano, you play crap. So with me, I research before playing at a gig. I research. I can't play what someone played at 9 until 10. Then I'm playing 10 until 11. I'm gonna play the same stuff. No. I wanna be unique. You know, I always tell my friends, I'm a DJ for the ladies. I'm a DJ for the ladies, and I'm a DJ for people that are there to have a good time. I'm not a DJ for the approval of other DJs. No, that won't take you anywhere. You know, and yes, Lockdown House Party went, played, came back. A certain DJ from Tabanchu posted something, you know, and he was like, this guy, it's just the hype behind the name. He played crap, you know. So, you know, I have a whole lot of people that support me genuinely, you know. I didn't even need to comment on that guy's status, but when I saw that status, it had 2 comments. I went, took a shower. When I came back, that status had around 400 and something comments. Everyone that was there was those people that genuinely support me. They were like, you talking rubbish. You talking nonsense. Just because he didn't play what you wanted him to play doesn't mean he played crap. Then I sat down and I checked, who's this guy, you know. Then I found out this guy, when I was in primary school, he was long a DJ when I was still in primary. Now I'm making something better of my life. He's stuck where he is. He finds something to criticize so that he trends, you know. And I didn't give him that satisfaction. I just ignored that text. I just replied. I said to him, I remember exactly, I said to him, I'm sorry that I didn't play the way you wanted me to play, but the LeGoody that you saw that day on TV is me, and I'm not going to change anytime soon. It works for you, and I wish you well in your career. I hope everything goes well for you, and that's it. That was my only comment.
Sure.
And people were like, yeah, this is why we like you.
Exactly.
Your maturity, how you handle this stuff, you know.
You don't have silly Twitter fights.
I used to be rebellious back then. If I were to tell you how many celebrities blocked me, you'd be shocked. And it haunts me because now I'm in the limelight, you know. Yeah. So there's always those negative people, but I've learned to build from that negativity. You know, I take that negativity, I build from it, and it makes me a stronger person. If I didn't have the skin that I have now, I would be in each and every single fight, you know. And I feel like that's what a whole lot of DJs should adapt. There'll always be something negative. I mean, for instance, we can't, like, let me say an example with me. I can't afford a Lamborghini. If Lamborghini was to release a new car tomorrow, I'd have something to criticize about it. Why did they do these mag rims this way, you know? But I know I can't afford a Lamborghini. People will always have something to criticize. They are entitled to their opinions. Take them, accept them, and move on from them.
I think one thing that was also criticized beautifully, I think that's also good critiques, is your recent project now that is also featuring Khataza. How did that come about?
Came about with Seed, the guy I worked with. Seed is now based in Joburg. He does a whole lot of production for the likes of Shoma Josie, a whole lot of people, Mampinja, you know. This project was supposed to have been released last year, but we had clashes there and here because now he's building his brand as Seed, I'm building my brand as LeGoody, you know. Now here we are releasing a song together, taking bookings together. It's gonna confuse my supporters to say, okay, so you guys are now a duo, you know. So we had to iron that out first and find a strategy how we present the song to the people, still as separate brands, you know. And yeah, it happened that we have this beat and we sat down, listened to it. We we had a whole lot of artists in mind. Babes, Wodumo, Ladies Amar. But we felt like, nah, man, this is a funky song. It needs someone like Indlovukazi. And she sings in Siswati.
Yeah.
And Siswati on commercial songs is very, very nice and interesting, you know. Then sent through the beat to her. She came back and said she likes it. She's gonna write something on it. She wrote over hours.
Sure.
A couple of hours, then she was done. Went into studio, but I wasn't in studio with them. I was in Bloom. I was working that day. They recorded. That's how we came up with the masterpiece. That I can feel the song. It's that one song that I've been waiting for my whole life to say, this is the breakthrough song that's gonna get you through. It already got an approval from Oskido.
Sure.
He likes it. A whole lot of people, Donald as well. A whole lot of people like it. So yeah.
And in terms of collaboration, what is your dream collaboration? That this is the person that or people that I want to work with?
My entire life, the one person that I would love to work with is Lady Zamar. Lady Zamar and Dali Wonga. That's my dream team. Those are the two people I'd really love to work with. Yeah.
And it's going to happen sooner than we expect.
It has to. It has
sooner
to.
Than we
God
expected.
knows it has to. Yeah.
And now closing everything off, I just want to know that I ask every guest on this show that if you were, God forbid, you were to pass away today, what is that one thing that you say that you want to be remembered as LeGoody?
I want to be remembered as, like I said, remember when we started, I said to you, I don't want to be rich or famous, I just want to be influential. I want to be remembered as that guy that is influential and used his influence to change people's lives, you know. I have a school shoe project that I do every year. My bookings, November, December bookings, I take some of the money that I made to buy school shoes for kids. My target last year was 20 kids. I started it last year. My target was 20 kids, and I bought all 20 pairs. I chose 20. I asked the teacher back home where I was schooling. Like I said, Tunisian is not that rich, you know. People are struggling. I asked for 10 boys and 10 girls that I'm gonna buy shoes for. And a friend of mine who's a teacher, they assisted me in spotting those kids. And she said to me, you know, with this amount, God is gonna bless you and He's gonna pave ways for you. And I posted on Facebook that I've always had this idea, which I took from my aunt. My aunt does that. She buys 2 pairs of school shoes every month that she donates in December. Then I adapted that from her, and I posted on Facebook that I bought 20 pairs of school shoes with my December bookings money, you know. And a whole lot of my friends that are businessmen in Bloom, some are not even my friends, it's just people that see me on Facebook. They started calling me, my man, I'll pledge 60 pairs.
Sure.
My man, I'll pledge 20 pairs. My man, I'll pledge. I remember T. Lee, the one that I said he hosts me back home.
Yeah.
He tweeted it, that my guy from Bridge Entertainment, we're gonna give you 60 pairs to give away, you know. And all my friends came through, Finzo, Duma, Shakes, Immortal, they started donating pairs. Even random people from Facebook, they were like, Emon, I have a pair that I just bought and I want you to come and collect it. Went to collect it. When I sat down, I was sitting with 178 pairs of school shoes from never mind the 20 that I started from people in jail. It was 178. Now added with my 20, you know, went back home to donate them. And when I went to donate them, I didn't say this is LeGoody. Nah, it was a collective from each and every single person that donated. And seeing the smile on those kids' face, man, warmed my heart. It really put me in a good space. So, like I said, that's where influence come in. I used my influence. People jumped in due to my influence. So when I pass away, I want to be remembered as that influential guy that used his influence to change people's lives for the better, not for the bad. You know, there are people that help people and use their influence for wrong reasons. No, I don't want to be like that. Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us. I believe that this interview is very much inspirational. It took a whole different turn. And people now know what drives LeGoody, what's behind the scenes. And I don't want to be rich, I don't want to be poor, I just want to be influential. That is how we wrap up another episode of Behind the Scenes with one of your favorite personalities, LeGoody. We wish him nothing but love, but light, and we'll definitely meet him in greater heights. And as lockdown restrictions are being eased out, we'll see more of your face now everywhere. And we are happy as South Africa. We're very much happy. Very, very much happy. And thanks so much for watching. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and drop your comments on the comment section below. And with that being said, it is one about that time I just say live light, love your light, and of course do let love lead. Remember that before you die, make sure you live. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's how we wrap it up. Thank you so much, LeGoody.